Frontman twice now. Can they do it again in
All
game
right.
and push themselves one
Game
stage
3
further?
VG versus OMG. What we learned from picks and bans.
So
Look at these
good
team
at
comps
diving
coming out
tower,
here.
So good at controlling the front
We
of tower. So
got
again,
OMG
a lot of
going
these
for
tools,
a
like
different
OMG
style
plays
than they have been
combinations exactly like
before.
this,
They're
but
going with
no
their
one
real
plays those types of
dive,
comps how VG.
Yes,
sort of
VG are a very special
assassination,
and they play,
not really pick kind of comp.
They play a very
Or
unique style of
VG.
League of Legends.
I really like it.
I think we've had a.
They have their
Sivers already.
Sivir,
If OMG go
but
back
again,
to
they're
3 in this
not a
game, we
burst
already
comp,
have a good
so
idea
I
of
don't
how
know.
VG play,
Anyways,
and in
going
the last 2
pressure.
games, that's not what it's looking like.
Azir
If
pretty
OMG
much
wanna
takes
stay on the
pressure,
train,
especially against Corki
means this side
Kassadin.
here,
You don't,
Dandy versus Go going once again.
you can't
Big
do
tanks
too
on
much
the top
against
side,
that.
Shen versus None.
In the jungle, it's gonna
If
be
you're in
World
a
6
Zir
versus
Sivir,
Lovely.
like,
World 6 has
they can't do a
finally
whole
had his
lot.
Gragas taken away from him,
Engage,
so he will be picking
Gnar
up that
Rek'Sai
Echo versus
Annie
Lovely's Rek'Sai.
versus
Rek'Sai
Echo
again for Lovely with
Shen
the Gragas banned
Janna.
by OMG.
So Echo
As Huang back
Echo
in
Shen
Zir.
actually seems like a pretty good engage, especially along with Sivir. Echo has
Cool is looking for the assassin.
is that way to like dive in and create the zone control. It's not strong because it's not it's not direct CC right from the start. It's more zone control and then it's CC follow up if they have to go through that zone. So it's not as powerful as it could be. But they have the Sivir, but they don't have the tanks that they had last game. They have the tanks that go in with Sivir. So I think the Gnar Rek'Sai Annie, just Annie ults followed by Gnar Rek'Sai follow up. That's like such a devastating engage. You can't really beat that. Even Sivir, like Sivir can't even run away from that because you're stunned by Annie unless she dodges the Annie stun. But the rest of the team can't, or not dodge, but shield it. So poke, Kassadin, Corki.
Have a long uphill road.
Basically
They are
Corki.
able to connect with this game, but hey, gotta go through the best of
Poke
5
really
anyway.
sucks, but
So
OMG definitely has
No one saw
poke,
that.
and that's good because they don't have pressure. So if they have poke, they can kind of stand out. Pick. This was terrible last game. VG had no pick at all, and they managed to pick OMG by hiding in bushes. Like, that's just OMG's failure. I don't know how else to say it. Like, you can't let a comp like that catch you out by just sitting Alistar in a bush. I don't know. The picks
They took strong lanes.
definitely for OMG though. Well, Corki isn't that strong. Kassadin can kind of pick someone out by himself if he can just get the mobility around. But the biggest thing is just Annie. Annie stunning. Echo, Janna. It's like Echo's not really picked because it's you know he's gonna be CCing you if he's gonna CC you. There's no surprise there. There's no like anything you have to not be ready for. This is way too loud. So yeah. So OMG has engage, poke, heal. They have the obligation because of course they don't have the pressure. But it's not that big of a deal because they have Kassadin, Corki, Annie, whatever. And it's a dual threat versus dual threat. Everyone builds Echo tank. Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused about Echo on how people. I'm not too confused because his zone control is like really good. He can use that zone control to force people into certain areas, and his gank's actually pretty strong because of that, how big that area is. And then the follow-up CC is actually potent, but he doesn't have like a strong engage CC, and he also has really good ratios and stuff for some of his skills. So building him damage is pretty good. I don't, but zone control is always useful. That's really why he's being used so much, is his mobility and zone control and his escape. Any jungler with escape is good because you can get deep vision. But how the fights actually play out is basically OMG is going to just anti-stud and go ham on their backline. Kassadin's pretty good because he can dash away from those Azir minions. So Sivir's really going to be the issue for Kassadin. But it's not that big of a deal. Uzi, just poke, and he can jump in. That's the thing, like, OMG is a full dive. They can follow up, they can just go in on anything, even if the engage is a little bit farther back. Well, VG, they really have to kite back. They have to use that Janna ult. The Janna ult's not going to stop anything, though. So it doesn't matter. So like, even if, you know, Nar, Rek'Sai, Annie, they all go in and the Janna ult, Cool can just jump right back in. Uzi, assumingly, still has his Valkyrie and can jump back in, or he can just flash in for the worst case. Nar can hop in, or again flash in, and Rek'Sai can tunnel back in or flash back in. So it's not, everyone can beat the Janna, so it's not even that big of a deal. Same for the Azir, so they got like double disengage plus Shen, double shields. But OMG's not going to be assassinating the whole team, so let's look at this. I mean, OMG's not going to be assassinating individuals, they're going to do the whole team. So, Annie, Nar combo, Annie Nar with Kassadin. And Kassadin really has to just kill Sivir. How does VG do it? VG has to disengage and ult their carries. Disengage, Shen ult carries. And hope they survive. That's actually kind of really more complicated, is being forced to disengage and Shen ult carries. It just completely alleviates pressure on that side of the map without Paul really needing to do anything. He doesn't have they have to disengage, so they can do it. The threat that he can. It's gonna be on Dandy to Shen out those carries. So how about win? OMG's entire comp says like they're all gonna be doing the same thing, and that's what I'm really liking compared to a lot of other times. A lot of team comps are like split up between different sorts of strength and weaknesses. OMG's comp, they have no pressure, but they're gonna dive and they're gonna kill you, and they're really good at it. And there's nothing you're gonna do to stop it, even if you have a 0 in Janna. They're gonna keep diving, and keep stopping, like just keep going in on you. While VG Echo wants to dive in, Shen wants to protect. They got disengaged, but like Echo and Sivir want to go in, while Janna, Azir, and Shen want to kind of protect, or Shen can flex between it. So there's a little bit of divide there between two disengaged, you know, fighting back champions, kite back champions versus dive in and aggressive sort of champions. And I think that's going to cause a problem. Again, I keep giving it to OMG even though they keep losing, but OMG's comps are better in every game. They're a little bit, well, the second game it's hard to say. No, I think it was better, but Cool just decided to not attack anything that was relevant. That's my take on it, and they also ran into pushes. All right, yeah, it's game 3.